Hey guys, BS like here, and it looks like I'm looking this way. Oh well. But yeah, what can I say? Last day of 2020. Hey, I just heard another firework going off. But it is past 6:30 at the moment, and I was gonna do this right next to midnight. So as it turned to 2020, that you know we would see the coming of or the ending of 2020. But it's also funny when you think about how there's a daylight savings day this year, right? So you know an hour has been pushed back on us this year, of course, which means that we have to wait an extra hour because of daylight savings. I mean, have you ever thought of it like that? That we have to wait an extra hour just because of daylight savings day, that it's been pushed back like that. I think about things sometimes. This is how it is. But what did you guys get for Christmas? I got this for Christmas from my brother. Yep, a Nintendo Switch. Yep, yep. That's what I got this year for Christmas. I mean, I got more than that, but but the thing is, I got Corona yesterday. Yeah, I guess this one doesn't twist off. Well, it's a good thing I have this just in case, so it won't make me look like an idiot on camera. I don't have to use this thing very often, but every now and then I have to. Have to go through all the key rings and shit on my keys. Ugh. God, I hate Corona. You know, it was kind of funny because when I asked if they had Corona at Hy-Vee, they were of course assuming that I was asking if their place was if their place was COVID free or something. It's like, oh no, we don't have any COVID-19 here. It's like, no, 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 no. All I'm asking is if you guys have any Corona, the drink. And they're just like, oh, okay, yeah, we have some Corona over there. And it's like, oh, okay, I must have walked right past it. They had like a whole freaking collection of Corona sitting there that I just walked by and missed. I swear. Ugh. Should have brought a lemon and put that in there. But anyway. But yeah, man, what a year. I mean, let me tell you, what a year. I mean, as far as, I mean, man, I remember when the year was just starting out, right? Just another normal year. And you guys can post comments down there if you want to now, at the moment, whoever's watching, if you like. Anyway, yeah, just was it like the second month this year? I was talking to somebody that used to work with me at my job, and they're joking about Corona, right? It's like, yeah, I don't have that drink. Of course, I didn't know what they're talking about at first. And it's like, no, not the drink, the disease. It's like, yeah, you've heard of the disease, right? It's been all over the news recently. And I'm just kind of like, oh, really? This coronavirus? What the hell is this coronavirus? And then, of course, I get back home and suddenly all over the news, just like they're saying, you know, there was this corona disease just going around apparently, and of course, you know, Corona, the drink, the company that makes Corona, their stocks went down by like what 50% in like what a month. their their stock went down like 50% in like a month. I mean, it's just so bad for a company that has the same name as a disease that's going around the world. Ugh. I think I'm adjusting to the taste a little. Still tastes like shit though. Anyway. But yeah, man, what a fucking year. Yeah. And let's see. And then, yeah, earlier this year when, we were starting to, not work as much because COVID-19 was getting in the way of the ad, companies. They were getting, everybody took a hit this year from COVID, let me tell you. Everybody. Either that or it was like the people that either were, survival stuff were getting a lot of money. Obviously, the people that had the mask companies were getting a lot, you know, etc. And I didn't necessarily lose my job, but we kind of were having a 2 weeks on and off. We were getting furloughed, as we call it, or as they call it. You know, we were getting furloughed for 2 weeks on and off because of what was going on this year. I mean, yeah, again, we took a big hit and we lost a lot of people. The company tried keeping as many people as they could with the furloughs going on and with the other building that they luckily had to give us some work, I guess, which apparently was busy as fuck. But yeah, we ended up losing a lot of people. We must have lost like over 50 people. I'd say also there's a ton of people that quit, by the way. I mean, I think it's pretty dumb that so many people are quitting and thinking that they could take advantage of jobs at a time like this, right? But some people always just be dumb. What can I say? And some people are still having a really hard time finding work at the moment, by the way. I have been talking to some newer people that have been coming in after some of the other people quit, and they had been talking about how they had been looking for a job almost this entire year until he finally found a job with us. And it's like, yeah, let me tell you, man. It's been a year. It's been a year. As far as the other experiences, like we finally have gotten more work back, but they took away our night shift. By the way, we have no more night shift anymore because of this year. We only have a morning shift. We don't have to work for a night shift anymore, sadly. And that's part of the reason why we, of course, lost so many people because people were furloughed almost all year this year. I mean, our press operator or lead press operator, his name is Joe. He was furloughed for like 8 months straight. 8 months of furlough. Now, I'm about to say that is just fucking bullshit. 8 months of fucking furlough, man. 8 fucking months. Ugh. So was my friend John. He's actually his, father, Joe. My God. Let's see. A couple other people recently quit, by the way. I don't know. And just yesterday, by the way, or the other day, it snowed like over 10 inches, 12 inches, something like that yesterday. And I had to help out like, what, 5 of my coworkers get out of the frickin' parking lot because the company's too damn cheap and lazy to, bulldoze all the snow out of there and everything. So I ended up shoveling a good portion of the parking lots. I had to, of course, do it for myself. And I had to put some stuff down to get people out of the snow that they're stuck in the parking lot. My God. And then once I got back, this area, which is the turn in back to my place here, I wasn't able to get in because they didn't even shovel this road coming into my house here. So I ended up having to shovel also a good portion of that road at this dead end here, just so I could fucking get into my garage so that the bulldozers next morning wouldn't trash my car. So yeah, the other day was a bit of a day after work ended, to say the least. And yeah, there was also that storm that took my place and our electricity out for at least a good week or two. Like this whole town was just dark as can be for at least a week, man. I mean, have you ever truly seen darkness? How dark a place can get? I would say if you've ever seen a whole town's electricity go out with all of its lights, you've seen how dark something can get. You have seen the blackest black you'll ever see. And when you go to bed at a time like that, when there's no electricity around, no street lights, nothing, your eyes are trying to look for light all the time when it's dark out. But there's no light, just nothing. Just nothing. Just nothing, man. Just nothing. No light for your eyes to see. Man, that was a long week. It was really hot too, by the way. Really fucking hot. No way to turn on the air conditioning. What a fucking week, let me tell you. It's very hard to sleep too. But yeah, just one thing after another. Also, my cousin, he was in an accident. If you have kept on watching my video, you've probably seen that my cousin has died this year. He was only 26 years old. And he got into an automobile accident, or aka motorcycle accidents. What happened is that he gave the girl that he was with the helmet because they didn't have two helmets. They didn't have two helmets for some reason. And so he gave her the helmets, is what he did. And then they went riding on their bike. It was, kind of, wet on the road that day. And when they went to a sharp enough turn, their bike, of course, went under from him. And his head kind of went into something, and he was basically, not there anymore. So of course, they had to pull the plug on my cousin, who again was only 26 years old. I mean, geez. I mean, he was within a week of becoming 26 years old, I think. I mean, Jesus Christ. Our birthdays are really close to each other's. May 29th. Yep, so that shit happened. And then so on and so forth. Another thing happened this year. Another thing happened this year. Another thing happened this year. I mean, if I had a list of things that I guess I probably should have made before I made this video. There were so many things I saw happen this year that was just negative, negative, negative. I mean, another thing I actually heard recently enough was when, they finally have got, the vaccine for COVID-19 that's been coming out and is in the process of coming out throughout the world. But what's been going on is that at some point, of course, somebody decided to steal a whole freaking shipment of it. And I don't know all of the details, but I did hear about that. And of course, they're holding it for a ransom. And so on and so forth. Oh my God. And also just little things that have been going on this year, like things haven't been able to be shipped as fast as they normally would have been. So, things like, gaming consoles and just everyday things that you would even get from Amazon. They have been taking longer to get to our places, and sometimes, in some cases, not at all. I mean, remember, you can look through my playlist on my Japan Crate box openings. You'll see that the April crate never came. And like I've said in my last video, a bunch of riders got to it on I-80 here in Iowa, is what happens. A lot of riders were on I-80 and were stopping traffic up at points around Iowa City and some other places in Des Moines, I think, as well. I mean, man, again, just one fucking stupid ass thing after another this year. Just one stupid ass thing. And it seems like almost every time I try to do something this year, it's like I always have bad luck or, something doesn't work. I mean, shit, my fucking Christmas event almost didn't work this year. I mean, I would have had to have postponed that Christmas event video for this channel, like after it. It would have had to have gone into next year, like in January. I would have had to postpone that video into January. Like that would have been complete bullshit. Yeah. So yeah, it's been an interesting year, guys. Of course, I have a lot more to talk about, but I think I'll just drop it right there. So let's see. It just says the twist at the bottom here, huh? Well, guys, this year is just about finally over. Oh. Oh. That was fucking loud. I just cleaned this place just a moment ago. Now, as you can see, I'm going to have to clean it all over again. And I will see you guys in the year 2021. See you later.